العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم وبعد. We continue with the series of of the 30 surahs of the Quran, and today we cover Surah Nuh alayhi salam. Surah Nuh is a Makki surah revealed before the migration of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. And the Makki surahs, they have special characteristics or attributes. So the Makki surahs always focus on the previous nations. They focus on the matter of Day of Judgment, An-Nadhara wal-Bishara, giving the glad tidings, warning. Surah al-Madaniyah, the Madani surahs, most likely focus on the rulings, al-ahkam, al-tashri'iyya, the rulings, the new rulings, the incidents that happen, the battles, the jihad fi sabilillah, striving for the sake of Allah. So these are some of the main characteristics that distinguish the Makki and from the Madani. And طبعا إحنا in our life, when we come to apply the surah and the teachings of the surah, I may consider myself Makki. And sometimes you consider yourself Madani. When you find the old people around you ignorant, and you find it's difficult to make da'wah with them. You're a non-Muslim country, people make it difficult for you. You're in a place, most of them, they're racist, they don't accept anything from you. So you're going to consider yourself Makki. And if you're in a Muslim environment, and most people are friendly, the neighborhood, everything, and when you talk to them, many of them, they listen to you, and you have people who come into the religion every day, it's easy, mashallah, so that might become Madani. In the house, a Muslim house, you may consider yourself Makki, and you may consider yourself Madani. In the one house, with the wife who's very tough, you talk to her, the kids, the AI changed their mentalities, the mindset, the way they think, so you're going to find it Makki. And you find all of them, mashallah, they listen to you, they obey you, whatever you tell them, whatever you teach them, and it's so easy. Allah blessed you with this good environment, so that's Madani. What does it mean? So I need to change my mindset, the way I think, the way I give orders, the way I direct people, instruct people to do things according to the environment I have. That's why Allah revealed Makki surahs and Madani surahs, and they can't act the same. Because this is environment, and the Madani is a different environment. So they have some common factors. They have, because the Quran is all from Allah and is coming for one reason, which is the guidance of humanity and the guidance of people. And the purpose of the revelation of the Quran is to guide people to the worshipping of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So whether Makki, whether Madani, if the styles of da'wah, of raising up the kids, if the style differs, so the goal does not differ. The goal stays the same. The goal remains as it is, does not change. Why? Because the goal, I want to save my family, I want to save my kids, I want to save my wife, I want to save myself. But how to make it, this is what changed according to Sharia, without exaggerating, without transgressing, without violating. So I try to reach out my goal. And the same thing with everyone. فلذلك we have the Makki and Madani. The verses of Surah Nuh, 28 verses. Its order in the Revelation and the Mus'haf. Its order in the Mus'haf is chapter 71. سورة نوح معروف باسمها نوح لأنها حوت قصة نوح عليه السلام وذكرت بعض ما لاقى من قومه, because it talked about Prophet Nuh and his da'wah and what he faced from his people. كذلك تسمى سورة إنا أرسلنا نوحا, we have indeed we sent Nuh to his people. كذلك هذا من أسماء. مقصد السورة الرئيسي الغرض الأسمى من السورة صبر الدعاة وجهادهم في الدعوة من خلال قصة نوح عليه السلام تثبيتا للمؤمنين وتهديدا للمكذبين. صبر الدعاء, the surah mainly targets this objective. It highlights the patience in calling to Allah. The patience in calling to Allah. Why, why patience specifically? Because Nuh alayhi salam, he lived for a long time, the longest life, and made da'wah for a long time, not 1 or 2 years. He made da'wah for 950 years. So absolutely we will learn from him a lot of things. So it highlights the patience in calling to Allah and perseverance in da'wah through the story of Nuh alayhi salam as a source of encouragement for the believers. Tell the believers, hey, don't be disappointed. You have a great example. You have a great example in the Prophet Nuh. And this is for the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam and all of his ummah. You have a great example in Prophet Nuh alayhi salam when he made da'wah for a long time. So it encourages the believer, and it is a warning for the deniers. A warning for the deniers, because at the end, who won? Who got the victory at the end? And they made fun of him, they made fun of his faith, the few people who believed in him. So at the end, who won? And who got the victory? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave the victory to the believers. The weak ones, the few believers who were suffering at that time, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave them the victory. And from their ancestors, from their lineage, all humanity came after that. All human, because they were the only survival people, only people who survived from the whole world were the followers of Prophet Nuh alayhi salam. The themes and the objectives of the surah. Surah Nuh تناولت قصة شيخ الأنبياء نوح عليه السلام من بدء دعوته وما تخللها من جهاد وصبر وتضحية في سبيل تبليغ الدعوة. فقد دعا قومه ليلا ونهارا وسرا وجهارا فلم يزدهم ذلك إلا إمعانا في الضلال والعصيان. So it recounts the story of Shaykh, the Imam of the prophets, Nuh alayhi salam, وهو من أولي العزم من الرسل, most resolved messengers, the 5 messengers, Nuh, Ibrahim, وموسى وعيسى ونبينا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم, beginning with his call to his people from the very beginning. إنا أرسلنا نوحا إلى قومه أن أنذر قومك من قبل أن يأتيهم عذاب أليم. Tell your people to worship Allah before the coming of a severe punishment. So he came with this message, and this is the message of Nuh, this is the message of Ibrahim, this is the message of Musa, of Isa, of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon all of them. عبادة الله ولقد بعثنا في كل أمة رسولا أن اعبدوا الله. Every ummah, every nation, they had a messenger, and this messenger told them to worship Allah Azza wa Jal. So the message of Al-Anbiya, the message of the prophets, is it different or one? Is it different or one? It's one message. إن الدين عند الله الإسلام. So we don't say اختلاف الأديان ولكن نقول اختلاف الشرائع. الدين واحد والشرائع مختلفة. So the religion is one, but الشرائع, the laws of how to practice salah, of how to practice fasting, of how to do some stuff يعني in life, this what differs. But with regard to religion, it is one religion, which is Islam, which is submission to Allah, the religion of all prophets, the religion of all nations, which is the Islam. That's why Allah defended Ibrahim, saying, ما كان إبراهيم يهوديا ولا نصرانيا ولكن كان حنيفا مسلما وما كان من المشركين. فهذا ينسف عقيدة البيت الإبراهيمي، ينسفها نسفا. So this ayah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that Ibrahim was not a Jew, was not a Christian, he is Hanifan, يعني he avoided all of these deviations, and he's Muslim, he's submitting to Allah, to the one God, Musliman, and he's not a polytheist. So that destroys the Abrahamic Accord that we have it today, that is spread, it's widespread in the world and for the political reasons. So beginning with his call to his people, the efforts, struggle, patience, and sacrifice he endured in conveying the message. Look at this. Yani, he started talking to them, calling them to Allah. He says, when he talked to them, he said, يَغْفِرْ لَكُم مِّن ذُنُوبِكُمْ وَيُؤَخِّرْكُمْ إِلَىٰ أَجَلٍ مُّسَمًّى. So he explained to them that they will get the best places. They will get the best rewards. So he talked to them from this angle, which is al-raja. He tried to let them have great hope in Allah عز وجل. بعد ذلك يقول يعني رب إني دعوت قومي ليلا ونهارا. So look at his style. Oh Allah, I made da'wah with them during the days, during the night. I did not give up. يعني Nuh alayhi salam, he was sleeping for a few minutes, few hours. In his age of da'wah, 950 years. Because laylan wa nahara, I'm making da'wah with them during the days, during the nights. He doesn't give up. Always thinking about da'wah, always giving something to them, always telling them about Allah. What is their reaction? فَلَمْ يَزِدْهُمْ دُعَائِي إِلَّا فِرَارًا. Whenever they hear me, they just escape and they run away. And they put their fingers on their ears and they cover themselves with their clothes so they don't listen to me. And they persist not to listen to me and they to deviate. He made da'wah publicly, he made da'wah secretly. He made private da'wah, he made public da'wah. He went to people in marketplaces, he went to people in the streets, in the public places, in their gatherings, and he made da'wah to them. And also he was knocking the doors. Akhi, do you allow me to talk to you about something? So he makes private da'wah as well. He goes to people's houses and he's talking to them privately and secretly, following this style as well. So any chance Nuh feels that is gonna serve the da'wah, he follows it, he does it. And that tells every murabbi, everyone who raises a kid, a student, the new generation, raising himself, disciplining himself, that do not follow one style in da'wah. لا تتبع أسلوبا واحدا في الدعوة. الداعية الناجح، المربي الناجح، الأب الناجح هو الذي دائما يتفنن في دعوة أبنائه، في دعوة المسلمين، في دعوة الجيل الصاعد. So the successful da'iyah, the successful upbringer, the one who upbringing the new generations, the successful one is the one who is very creative in making plans and making da'wah for each one according to his mentality. So the da'wah that I made with my son who's 30 years old now, or he's 40 years old now, is going to be completely different from my kid who I got him with AI and the technology and all of the fitan that's around us. So it's totally different. It's totally different. So my wife, she was amazed when my son, he was trying to make a plot. يعني الولد ذكي يعني فعمل إيه بقى يعني خدع أمه وعايز يعمل شيء يريد أن يفعل شيء فخدعها وهي لم تشعر بهذا أبدا تقول له يا عبد الرحمن تعال اقرأ فخبى المصحف في مكان يعني 4 years old and so he hid the mushaf somewhere. I says, Mama, I can't find the mushaf. You can't find the mushaf, Abdul Rahman. Where did the mushaf happen? Where did it go? And then يعني he started to act. Oh, where did it go? I don't know. Where did it go? And they spent like an hour looking for the mushaf. And then she found a mushaf behind the pillow. And she looked at him, Abdul Rahman, you hid the mushaf. Mama, I'm sorry. طيب, Abdul Rahman is not watching TV. Abdul Rahman, we don't give him phones. Abdul Rahman, he's not going to school. He's going to go to school this year. And we started to discuss this issue. How did it come to his mind? So this generation is very difficult. He's not to be blamed. That's a good thing. He has intelligence. We have to use it in the best way. We have to teach him how to use it, how to twist this mind from evil to good. So we try to work on that. So that means they're intelligent, and they're more intelligent than us. And mashallah, they have great abilities. So we need to use it and make use of it in the best way. If we keep yelling at them, how dare you? And then I beat them up. I'm not going to do this I'm not going to do that for you. And they keep crying. So this small plot that he did, he's going to make it bigger. Tomorrow in the future, I'm not going to be sure if he's watching halal stuff or he's watching something evil. If he's doing halal things or he's doing evil actions. And I'm not going to feel him because he deceived me when he was 4 years old. So when he becomes 15, when he becomes 20, so I'm not going to be able to control him. That's really dangerous. So I have to be very close to him. I don't have to let him think this way. Let's make it clear. You want to watch? You want to play more? Okay, let's discuss it. You're going to play more, but if you do this and that. So we start يعني تنازل. لابد أن يكون هناك بعض التنازلات بدون التعكير على المناخ الديني والإسلامي وبدون تغيير شيء من شرائع رب العالمين. So we should be tolerant with some stuff in life as long as it does not contradict with our religion. If it contradicts with the culture a little bit, it's okay. But as long as we keep the religion safe, we keep the teachings of Islam safe, so I have to be intelligent how to deal with the kids, even if that will make me tolerant with some of the things in life. هذا نوح عليه السلام نتعلم منه هذا الأسلوب. نوح عليه السلام يتفنن في الدعوة إلى الله. He's very creative in making da'wah to Allah Rabbil Alameen. This is his mission. Allah brought him to this life to call people to Islam. He wants to save their souls from the destruction, from the hellfire. So he goes to their houses. He knocks their doors. He privately making da'wah with them. He's publicly making da'wah with them. He's talking to every one of them. Even if they persist, he alayhi salatu wasalam, is making da'wah in different ways with them. Then he started to remind them with the blessings. يعني you talk to them about Jannah, you talk to them about hellfire, maybe it didn't work. خلاص, let's talk about the blessings. Many of us, when they see the blessing of Allah and they feel the blessings of Allah Azza wa Jal, that brings guidance for them. So he started to talk to them about this. He said, يُرْسِلِ السَّمَاءَ عَلَيْكُمْ مِدْرَارًا وَيُمْدِدْكُمْ بِأَمْوَالٍ وَبَنِينَ وَيَجْعَلْ لَكُمْ جَنَّاتٍ وَيَجْعَلْ لَكُمْ أَنْهَارًا. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends you the rain so you can plant, you can harvest, you can cultivate your plants. And He provides you with money, He provides you with children, He provides you with gardens, He provides you with rivers. Who made all of that for you? ما لكم لا ترجون لله وقارا وقد خلقكم أطوارا. He talked about the creation, their creation, the stages of their creation in their mother wombs. ألم تروا كيف خلق الله سبع سماوات طباقا وجعل القمر فيهن نورا وجعل الشمس سراجا. Didn't you think about the creation around you, the seven heavens, and the moon that brings the light for us, and the sun that is like a great light, a great candle that lightens the whole world. والله أنبتكم من الأرض نباتا ثم يعيدكم فيها ويخرجكم إخراجا والله جعل لكم الأرض بساطا لتسلكوا منها سبلا فجاجا. Then he talked about the plants, the cultivation, the harvests. He talked about the land and how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it stable for us. If the earth is not stable for us, how would we travel? How would we plant? How would we sit? How would we sleep? How would we do anything and work in life? So it's not going to work. So he reminded them with the blessings. Also, this is a style in da'wah, that when you make da'wah, when you make tarbiyah, when you raise kids, remind them with the blessings that we have. That this is from Allah. What does it mean, Allah? And what does it mean that you be able to eat, that you be able to chew, that you be able to swallow, that you be able to buy the food, buy the drink, that you be able to go during vacation and have some fun and travel and you don't ask people for money, how you be able to pay your rent, how you be able to have a car, how you be able to walk and sleep. These blessings we should remind ourselves with and remind the people whom we take care of. بعد ذلك السورة demonstrates Allah's the surah concludes with the event of the flood through which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala drowned the disbelievers among the people of Nuh alayhi salam. At that moment, Nuh alayhi salam supplicated to his Lord to destroy those arrogant rejectors and deniers whose hearts had hardened, who would not benefit from reminders and warnings anymore. He tried everything with them, and when he came to this point and they kept making fun of him, so he asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to destroy them. He said, رَبِّ إِنَّهُمْ عَصَوْنِي وَاتَّبَعُوا مَنْ لَمْ يَزِدْهُ مَالُهُ وَوَلَدُهُ إِلَّا خَسَرًا. Ya Allah, they disobeyed me and they followed the useless things. They followed the idols, they worshiped the idols. And he talked about the worshipping of the idols. Then he made the dua, رَبِّ لَا تَذَرْ عَلَى الْأَرْضِ مِنَ الْكَافِرِينَ دَيَّارًا. Oh Allah, do not leave any one of them, of the disbelievers, on earth. Destroy all of them. And one of them is his wife. She's a disbeliever. And one of them is his son, the fourth one, who was a disbeliever. So he made dua, he didn't care about anyone because it was very severe. And look at him, yani, he knows that Allah knows everything. But before he made this dua, he tried to explain his excuse when he made this dua. He said, Rabbi innahum asawni. So, Ya Allah, they disobeyed me. Allah already knows, Ya Nuh. Ya Allah, they worshipped the idols for a long time. Allah already knows, Ya Nuh. Ya Allah, they preferred their sins and their desires over the blessings, over the worshiping of you, Ya Allah. So Allah already knows, Ya Nuh. But he's given his excuse why he's making the dua, which some people, they say, that's very severe. That's not severe, that's 950 years. What are you talking about? That's 950 years. Yani, when we sit with our kids for 30 minutes and they don't do what we ask for them, I'm done with them. I'm done with this kid. I'm not sitting with them anymore. There's 30 minutes. And he's 950 years making da'wah and talking to them, and they don't listen to him. So he made an excuse. He started it with the introduction, asking Allah the excuse, Ya Allah, this is beyond my ability. So he made the dua against them that Allah destroys all of them, of the non-believers. And he gave the excuse as well after making this dua, إِنَّكَ إِن تَذَرْهُمْ يُضِلُّ عِبَادَكَ. There are some few people who believed if those disbelievers are alive, they're going to mislead them. They're not going to leave them guided. And then also to ask Allah for forgiveness if he transgressed. So he said, رَبِّ اغْفِرْ لِي وَلِوَالِدَيَّ وَلِمَنْ دَخَلَ بَيْتِيَ مُؤْمِنًا وَلِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ وَالْمُؤْمِنَاتِ وَلَا تَزِدِ الظَّالِمِينَ إِلَّا تَبَارًا. رَبِّ اغْفِرْ لِي. Oh Allah, forgive me if I committed something wrong, if I did something wrong after 950 years. After 950 years, he's given the excuses to Allah. And Allah knows everything about Nuh. If Nuh was playing, if Nuh was wasting the time, if Nuh was not sincere, Allah wouldn't accept his dua. But Allah destroyed all of them. Allah destroyed all of them in the flood. رَبِّ اغْفِرْ لِي. Oh Allah, forgive me. And this is the adab in dua. The adab in dua, أن يبدأ الداعي الدعاء لنفسه أولا. So when you make dua for yourself and for others, you and your family and the friends, you ask Allah the dua, you ask Allah the forgiveness, the hidayah for yourself first. Sometimes when you say, Ya akhi, Allah yahdik. So the other one, he says, oh, do you think I'm crazy? You think I'm insane? Some people will say that. So for this adab, for this etiquette, Allah hadani Allah, may Allah guide me, wa iyyak. That's more better. غفر الله لي ولك. رحمني الله وإياك. May Allah have mercy on me and you as well. May Allah forgive me and you as well. May Allah guide me and you as well. He's going to say Ameen. Because you already made dua for yourself first. So رَبِّ اغْفِرْ لِي وَلِوَالِدَيَّ, and forgive my parents. وَلِمَنْ دَخَلَ بَيْتِيَ مُؤْمِنًا, and forgive everyone entered my house as a believer. And not only those ones, وَلِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ وَالْمُؤْمِنَاتِ, and forgive all the the believing men, the believing women. وَلَا تَزِدِ الظَّالِمِينَ إِلَّا تَبَارًا, and do not increase for the wrongdoers anything except in their destruction, that they become destroyed. فهنا من الأدب في الدعاء توسيع دائرة الدعاء. أن الداعي حينما يدعو يفكر في من يتبعونه، يفكر في أحبابه، يفكر في رفقاء الطريق، يفكر في عائلته، يفكر في من حوله من المسلمين والمسلمات. توسيع دائرة الدعاء, that we make the circle of dua wider. A problem for many people who make dua that they just me. Allahumma ghafir li. Ya Ammi, what about your wife? What about your kids? What about your parents? أصلا من العقوق عدم الدعاء للوالدين. هذا من العقوق. So it's ungratefulness, undutifulness, and ungratefulness that people, they don't make dua for their parents, whether they're alive or dead. So making dua for them, this is birr. فأنت تبرهم بطاعتك لهم في الدنيا وهم أحياء. So you become grateful to them when you obey them, and also بالدعاء لهم أحياء وأمواتا, and also when you make dua for them alive and deceased. So you make dua always for them. So you make it wider. You made dua for yourself. You made dua for your kids, your wife. You made dua for your parents. You made dua for the people who visited you. For example, my Shaykh is making dua for every student he taught. This is how he makes the dua. He taught 1,000 people, so he's making them dua always. Everyone learned something from him. And he is making dua for his shuyukh. So everyone that he learned from them. And then we make dua for all people. And so we make it wider. The people who came and visited me, my friends, my companions, my neighbors. And then I make it more wider, that I make dua for all believing men and women. في غزة ندعو لهم. In Syria we make them dua. In Yemen we make them dua. In Lebanon we make them dua. In Sudan we make them dua. In Libya we make them dua. In Egypt we make them dua. In Europe we make them dua. In China we make them dua. In India we make them dua. All the places of the world we make them dua. In America we make them dua. That Allah saves the believers everywhere in the world. That Allah saves the houses of worship. All places in the world. We don't say, as long as I'm safe, khalas, I don't care about others. The Muslim is not selfish. The Muslim is always thinking about others. And the priority is his fellow Muslims, the men and women. So we make it wider circle. The connection between Surah Nuh and and the previous Surah Al-Ma'arij, is that the openings of the two surahs correspond in mentioning the punishment promised to the disbelievers. توعدت السورتان بالعذاب والنكال للكافرين والنجاح للمؤمنين الصادقين. The connection between the beginning and the end of the Surah Nuh, Surah Nuh begins with the warning to the disbelievers. من قبل أن يأتيهم عذاب أليم. أنذر قومك من قبل أن يأتيهم عذاب أليم. This is warning. And it ends with their punishment. So they didn't listen, so they got the punishment. وَلَا تَزِدِ الظَّالِمِينَ إِلَّا تَبَارًا. So they were destroyed because of the dua of Prophet Nuh alayhi salam. They didn't get the advice, they didn't get the warning, so they were destroyed. نسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يغفر لنا وأن يرحمنا وأن يهدينا وأن يصلحنا وأن يتوب علينا وأن يشرح صدورنا وأن يرزقنا الصبر واليقين والإمامة في الدين. نسأل الله أن يرزقنا الصبر واليقين والإمامة في الدين وأن يحيي قلوبنا وعقولنا وأفئدتنا وأن يحفظنا من بين أيدينا ومن خلفنا وعن أيماننا وعن شمائلنا ومن فوقنا ونعوذ بعظمته أن نغتال من تحتنا. نسأل الله عز وجل أن يحفظنا ويحفظ ديار الإسلام. ربنا اغفر لنا ولوالدينا ولمن دخل بيوتنا مؤمنا وللمؤمنين والمؤمنات في مشارق الأرض ومغاربها يا رب العالمين. اللهم لا تزد الظالمين إلا تبارا. اللهم أنجنا من الظالمين في كل مكان وأنجي الإسلام وأهله من الظالمين في كل مكان يا رب العالمين. اللهم إنك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عنا. اللهم بلغنا ليلة القدر. وصل اللهم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.